Hello guys, welcome to my channel. This is the 12th tutorial in this course, and in this tutorial we are going to continue our discussion on numbers, and we're going to check out some more numeric functions. So I have a file opened up in my text editor. It's called numbers3.php, and the title of the document is numeric functions part 3. And then I have some PHP code between the opening and closing PHP tags on lines 6 and 14 respectively. So I have created a numeric variable here, and it's called mynum, and I've given it the value 15.6859, and it's a fractional value. So the data type of this variable is double. So numbers can have integer data type, numbers which are whole number values, those values have integer data types, and then you have fractional values, and the data type of fractional values could be float or double. And I have some functions. The first one is round on line number 8, and this function rounds off the value that's passed to it as the first argument to the number of decimal places that are supplied as the second argument. So you want to round off the value in the variable mynum to 2 decimal places. You first type in mynum as the first argument, put a comma, and then type in 2 as the second argument. So let's check out the output of this file. I'll look for numbers3.php, and when I press the enter key, I see now 15.66. So just 2 numbers, 2 digits after the decimal point, and that's because I have 2 here. So if I would replace this with 3 and refresh, I would now see 3 digits, 659, and it rounds off, right? So to round it off to 2 digits, what it did was it looked for 15.65, and it looked for the next digit after 5, and since 8 is greater than 5, it rounded off 0.65 to 0.66, right? I'll save the file and refresh it in the browser to get 15.66 here, and that's how it rounds off. And the next function that I've used is ceil. That's short form for ceiling on line number 9, and this function tells you the next higher integer. So 15.6589 is a fractional value between 15.0 and 16.0. So if you would use a ceiling function on the variable mynum, it's going to return 16 to you, and that's what we get. 16 is returned as the output. And the next function that we have is called floor, and this is the opposite of ceiling. So the function floor is going to return the next lowest integer. So 15.6589 is again between 15.0 and 16.0, so it's going to return 15 to us, right? And we can check that in the output. We see 15. And the next 3 functions are actually tests of data types of variables, right? So the first function that we're going to check out is on line number 11. It's called is_int, short form for is_integer, and this one is actually going to ask PHP the question that is the value that's stored in the variable mynum an integer or not. And if it is an integer, then it's going to return 1 to us. If it's not an integer, then it's not going to return anything. We're going to get blank value, right? And on line number 12, I have another function which is similar to isInt, but this one's going to ask whether the number is a float value or not, right? So the name of the function is is_float, and again it works in the same way. So if the answer to this question is yes, it's going to return 1 to us, and if the answer is no, it's going to return nothing. And then finally I have a function called is_numeric, which is just going to check where the value in the variable mynum is a number or not. It could be an integer or a float, but is it a number? If it is, then it's going to return 1, and if it's not, it's going to return 0. So now let's check out the last 3 lines of output in the browser. So we have nothing as a result of the is_int function, and that's because the value in the variable mynum is not an integer value. And then we have 1 for is_float and 1 for is_numeric, because the number is indeed a float value and it's also a number, so that's why we see 1 and 1 here and nothing here. And if I would change this value to just 15, save and refresh the file, the output for is_int function is now going to be 1, and the output for is_float function is going to be nothing, right? So that's how those 2 functions work, and is_numeric is still going to return 1 to us because 15 is still a number, right? So that's it for this tutorial. In the next tutorial, we're going to check out more features of PHP, and thank you for watching this one. You may subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I'll see you in the next video. Till then, take care.